Baseball, Rays visiting the Yankees. Nick Swisher hasn't hit a homer in this park since June the 8th, and he could care less. 25th homer of the season, 1-0 Yankees. Derek Jeter. Folks back at the Yankee Stadium hoping to see their son pass Lou Gehrig on the all-time hit lists in Yankee history. However, David Price's pitch hand was so strong. Gets Jeter there and then gets him looking there. Jeter 0 for his last 12, his longest streak without a hit this season. Later in the inning, Alex Rodriguez brings in Johnny Damon, and the Yankees open up a 2-0 lead. But here come the Rays in the 7th. Evan Longoria. Daddy-like. 30th home run of the season, and the lead is cut to 2-1. In the 8th is Jason Bartlett off Phil Hughes. And we're tied at 2. But it was Nick at night in the bottom of the 9th. Take a look and a listen.
That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Kepler looking up. See ya! A walk-off home run for Nick Swisher. Lucky 13 for the Yankees. Another tie is on order, and the Yankees win 3-2.
That 13 he was referring to is the 13th walk-off win for the Yankees this season. Most in baseball, most they've had since 1978.
All right, the Angels were 5 up on the Rangers, but the Rangers swept a doubleheader. So if Seattle wins in Anaheim, the Angels' lead will be 3.5. And Scott Kazmir's down 1-0. Franklin Gutierrez in the first inning, his 16th. Kazmir, 7 innings, 3 hits. That 1 run. We go bottom 7. Gary Matthews grounds back to Felix Hernandez. He kicks it to Jack Wilson, and they throw Matthews out. Hernandez, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 3 Ks. So we had a great pitching matchup. Angels up 2-1, top 9. Brian Fuentes into close, but Mike Sweeney reminds him that power is the ultimate aphrodisiac. This game is tied. Fuentes going for his 40th save. He blows it. Bottom 9, 2 outs, bases loaded. And nice here is Turris swinging at the first pitch he saw from Mark Lowe. Let's go 10th inning. Runners on the corners, and Eric Ibar off Miguel Batista. That scores Bobby Abreu from third, and the Angels win 3-2 in extras. How about the Tigers? They began the day with a 6.5 game lead in the Central. They're at Kansas City. Jim Leland excited inside where it counts. Ryan Rayburn, Unieski, Betancourt. Bottom 7, Royals down 1. Betancourt on second. David DeJesus singles to left. Rayburn, those Chuck Connors on him. It made even more impressive by the fact that he double clutched. And unimpressive is Betancourt paying attention to Mitch Meyer, who's saying, get down. Bottom 8.
What?
Yeah. What's that mean? Is there a fire? Royals up 6-5. DeJesus sack fly to left. Rayburn coming home. Betancourt. This time apparently he reads the sign language. Royals win at 7-5. By the way, Fernando Rodney threw a ball into the stands last week. Major League Baseball announced Tuesday it is suspending him for 3 games.
1 run in 22 innings so far this season, comes into the 6th with his team up 5-3, gets Andy Marte for out number 2 to pop out. Next batter, he walks Lou Marson on a 3-2 pitch, so the bases are loaded. After that, Michael Brantley. Little Ric Flair to shallow right, 2-run score. Brantley is in with a double. So we're tied at 5 after Felice allows 2 inherited runners to come across the plate. Still tied at 5 in the 7th. Big night for Marlon Byrd. 3-run tater off Chris Perez. 8-5 Texas. Byrd 16th. 4-hit night for Byrd. Home half of the 7th. Felice facing Shin Soo Choo later. But a couple of batters after that, Travis Hafner cuts the lead to 8-6 on his 15th. Only the 2nd run given up by Felice all season. This guy's been flat out filthy. In the 9th, Power Rangers get some insurance. Julio Barbone, 1 career homer coming in. He had 2 on Tuesday, 3 for the season. Rangers go on to win 11-9 in Game 1. Cincinnati Reds trying to extend their winning streak to 5. Eric Young Jr., son of our colleague, getting to start at second base for the first time in his career. And here in the 1st, comes up with his first extra base hit. He would score on a sac fly, 1-0 Colorado. Jason Marquis. held Cincinnati's 1 through 6 hitters 1 for 19 on Tuesday. Gets Scott rolling there. He struck out 7 in 7 1/3. In the 6th, gets out of another jam here. Brandon Phillips shot to short. Clint Barmes gets him out there. Nicely done. In the 6th, Pedro Viola. Good pitching name. You got a good first name in Pedro, a good last name in Viola, but didn't work out so well in this instance. Eric Young Jr., first career homer, 2-0 Rockies. In the 9th, here comes Franklin, get another save. Rockies go on to win 3-1. They move 19 games above 500 for the first time in franchise history.
Arizona trying to break out before they get bum rushed, the wild, wild west. Billy Buckner, he's 0-4 with a 14.34 ERA at home this season, and the Dodgers cannot get to him. D-backs up 4-1, top 7. Ronnie Belliard hitting into a double play, 5th of the game. Buckner, 7 innings, 1 earned, 4 Ks. Top 8, Blaine Boyer pitching, man on first, 1 out. Juan Pierre, grounder to second. We have another double play. Force out at second. Pierre is fast. He's safe at first. This is going to come back to haunt the D-backs. Later in the frame, 2 outs, runners at the corner. Matt Kemp singling off Boyer. Justin Upton misplays it. Pierre scores. Rafael Furcal advances to third on the air. We have a 4-2 game. Now 4-3. James Loney facing Esmerling Vasquez. Dodgers batting .234 as a team in their last 8 games, but the bats come alive in the 8th inning. Kemp scores, game tied. Next batter, bases loaded. Belliard, slow infield grounder, everyone's safe. Andre Ethier scores. Dodgers win 5-4. They get 5 2-out singles in the 8th inning. Jonathan Broxton, his 34th save. Arizona's 6th straight loss. Against the visiting Padres. Why ask why? When I'll tell you later. Madison Bumgarner, the Giants' top draft pick in 07, selected 10th overall, recalled to take Lincecum's spot. Lincecum was the 10th overall pick in the 06 draft, so you got that similarity there. Let's check out the highlight now. Chase Headley, solo shot to left, his 11th of the season. First home run given up by Bumgarner. Game tied at 1, then Bumgarner gets Kevin Correa, his pitching counterpart. Everett Cabrera strikes out looking. Top 4, Kevin Kuzmanov. This is the big leagues, not the minor leagues. His 17th, that one's off Bumgarner, and this game is tied at 2. Later in the frame, Bumgarner. Composed, and Will Venable will take a seat. Bumgarner goes 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, 4 Ks. Bottom 4, Bumgarner. Going to try and help himself. Headley says you got to hit it further. Lincecum, though. Wow. Hey, bottom 4, runner on second, 2 outs. Eugenio Velez off David Eckstein. Aaron Rowan beats the throw home, and the Giants are up 3-2. Top 8, runners on first and second. Headley singles through the right side. Nate Schierholtz comes up throwing. Benji Molina. Glove's got a hole in it. Adrian Gonzalez slides in safe. The Padres will win it 4-3. Colts and St. Louis in Milwaukee. Bottom 1, Prince Fielder, 2 for 11. .182 career against Smoltz. 1 of the 2 a home run. Make that 2 out of 3 a home run. 2-run shot is 38th and a major league leading 125 RBIs. Bottom 5th, Smoltz thinks he gets Corey Patterson, but the 2-2 pitch called a ball by home plate umpire Larry Vanover. You saw Smoltz's reaction, and Vanover exchanged words with Tony La Russa and then says, hey, let's have a little chat. Albert Pujols, chat this. Off David Weathers, 3-1 game, now 3-2. Pujols is major league leading 45th. We go top 9, Trevor Hoffman. Is he caffeinated? No. Matt Holliday. He's now a floating Holiday. 6 home runs, 13 RBI, last 12 games. The Cardinals are 31-11 since trading for Holiday. It's his 23rd. They win 4-3. Just Hoffman's 3rd blown save of the season.
Hits, but it's what happened at the end of the game that created news. In the 7th, Philly down 2-1, Jason Worth. Opposite field Tater, 32nd of the year. 4 players with at least 30 home runs for the Phillies. You can count Raul Ibanez among them. 2nd homer of the game, 30th of the year. Phillies up 3-2. It's 4-3 in the 8th. Chase Utley, his 30th of the season. We'll tell you why that's significant in just a second. But let's go to the ninth. Brad Lidge on to close. And man, this guy has been like gasoline on a fire recently. That's not going to help. Willie Harris hitting the leg, so the tying run is on base. After a wild pitch, he got runners at second and third. He walks Christian Guzman to load the bases. I think you can go get him now. So now we bring in Ryan Madsen. He gets Ryan Zimmerman for out number 2. Adam Dunn then grounds out to end it. Charlie Manuel said of Lidge, quote, "I'm not saying that he'll close tomorrow, the next day or whatever, but I look at him as a closer." Huh? Phillies get the win. Down SportsCenter's top 10 plays from Tuesday at number 10. Some great athleticism in this match between Rafael Nadal, Gael Monfils. Look at Monfils. I too can talk of the smack. However, Rafa lost in 1 in 4 sets.
She's a beauty, that number 9. Mariners, Angels, Bill Hall, pop-up, Kendry Morales. No beverage involved. Almost the cameraman.
At number 8, Pittsburgh Pirates honoring the 80th birthday of the great Arnold Palmer. He's from nearby Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Peter Jacobson, in the spirit of the event, hits the Pirate mascot. That was the only hit the Pirates got on Tuesday.
You are all over the Pirates. This cat's name's Hiko Schafferzik, and he's from Germany. And Germany upsets defending champ Russia at the Eurobasket qualifying round with that basket.
Marlins and Mets, Angel Pagan, pop fly to left. Here comes Chris Coughlin. Oh, my goodness. Having to fight the railing and the tarp and the ball boy and all that stuff.
And the empty seats. How about 5, Torrey Hunter. Angels against the Mariners. Jack Wilson, he had hops for breakfast. Felix Hernandez loves it, but the Angels loved it more. They won.
At number 4, WNBA, Silver Stars and Sparks. Candace Parker. Beautiful tip to beat the third quarter buzzer. Sparks win 76-68.
Let's check out the Rangers Indians. This is the first of 2. Johnny Peralta grounder. Elvis Andrus. Stan would sing if he was here right now. And then game 2, Matt Laporta. Elvis Andrus. Stan would sing if he was here.
We gotta win this game. That help you at all?
Yeah.
All right. Randy Choate. Oh, great play to get the speedster, Johnny Damon. But the Yankees would have the last laugh.
Hey, let's go number 1. Give me something Swisher sweet.
That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Kepler looking up. See ya! A walk-off home run for Nick Swisher. Lucky 13 for the Yankees. Another tie is on order, and the Yankees win 3-2.
I am the captain of this ship. Yankee captain Derek Jeter needing 3 hits to time with Lou Gehrig as the all-time hit leader in New York Yankee history. Bottom 1, Tampa Bay with 2 early off Jabba Chamberlain, and Jeter lays down the bunt off Jeff Neiman. Said he needed a hit so bad he had to bunt. He was 0 for 12, so he's 2 shy of the record. Jose Molina, grounder in the hole. Jason Bartlett, backhand jump, throw out. Hey, dude, it's Jeter's night. Don't steal his thunder by doing your Jeter imitation, or as Ravi and them would say, very Jeterian. That's a TPN top play nominee if you're new to the program. Later in the inning, Jeter. Shot to center. This one's going to bounce over the fence. Ground rule double. Jeter 1 hit away from tying Gehrig. His daddy's there. And Mr. Jeter is a proud papa. 7th inning. 2 outs. Jeter looking to tie a record that Gehrig has held for more than 70 years. 3rd hit off Neiman, and that record is tied. 2,721 hits as a Yankee. Jeter, a 2-minute ovation. Look at the family. Nearly 46,000 in attendance. After the game, the dude abides.
I really didn't know what to do. We were losing at the time, so I'm just trying to get on base and hopefully help us win this game. And but I took a moment to soak it in. The fans have been outstanding. I didn't want to disrespect Tampa, and then when I saw them giving me an ovation, I really appreciated it.
All right, so the record's tied, but the Yankees still have a ball game to try and win. Bottom 8, 2-0, 2 on. Nick Swisher grounds to Chris Richard at first. He throws to second. It's wide. A-Rod scores. It's 2-1. Later in the frame, Jorge Posada, one of Jeter's dearest friends, and for Jeter on his night. Pinch hit 3-run homer off Grant Balfour. Yankees lead 4-2. The Rays bullpen is just horrific. All right, now Jeter, he's going to try and break the record. He's got one more at bat. Full count. Family saying you're going to break it tonight, or we're going to have to wait until Friday against Baltimore. Balfour, you want to get booed at Yankee Stadium? What, Jeter? Tampa Bay loses its 8th straight. Yankees win 4-2. Jeter goes 3 for 4. He ties the Iron Horse for the most hits by a Yankee. If some Jeter is good, more is better.
Series against the Orioles. Jason Varitek at the plate, his team up 2-1. How about a little hit and run? 4th inning. Mike Lowell is at first. Varitek trying to protect Lowell, does a good job of that. Lowell's in safely at second. Look at this pitch. Hits the dirt before Varitek takes a swing at it. That's like cricket or something. Next pitch, yeah. Varitek gets a hold of that one. Double to left center. Mike Lowell, he scores. Red Sox up 3-1. 7th inning, the game is tied. Victor Martinez on to pinch hit with the bags full. And that dog will hunt. 4 RBIs as a pinch hitter since joining Boston. He had 1 before that in 2005. He clears the bases. Red Sox go on to win 7-5 as Martinez comes through in the pinch. Not shown, Brian Roberts of the Baltimore Orioles.
Current kings of the ring, it's Phillies in Washington. They had 5 solo homers in their wins against the Nationals Tuesday. We're tied at 4, top 8. For what it's worth, Jason Worth, solo shot off Tyler Clippard, his 33rd of the year. Phillies up 5-4. Next batter, Pedro Feliz. Another one, just like the other one. Back-to-back solo shots, his 10th. Phillies up 6-4. Let's go bottom 9, 6-5. Ryan Madsen, not Brad Lidge, who was shaky again Tuesday. Madsen bailed him out there, and he gets Adam Dunn to line out there, and they turn the double play. Madsen converts saves on back-to-back days. Phil's win. Cliff Lee win. Look like the best team in the National League right now. They are powered by pitching and Pujols. Adam Wainwright looking to be the first to 18. He allowed 6 runs in his last outing. Not in this one. Gets Prince Fielder in the bottom of the 2nd. Top 3rd, it's 1-0 Cardinals. Matt Holliday. He's been a shot in the arm, but he's going to go down like he took a shot here. Craig Counsell makes the play, and Holliday falls down. Said he got his cleat caught. Said he was all right, a little swelling. He'd be taken out in the 5th inning with the bruised left knee. Let's go bottom 4. Wainwright, he's bruising the feelings of the Brewers. Fielder in particular. I said sit again. He surpasses 200 innings pitched this season. Wainwright, 7 innings, no runs, 6 Ks. Top 5. Pujols. I got some if you need it. Former Cardinal teammate Jeff Suppan is Major League leading 46th. Pujols, Julio Lugo's reaction. What happened?
And by his reaction, he may have called it, or something happened with he and Lugo prior to the at-bat that they talked about this potentially coming through, and he does.
Yeah, you did. You're the man.
Cardinals up 4-0, top 7. I got some more if you need it. Woo! 46-47, 10th multi-home run game of the season. Cardinals go on to win at 5-1. Wainwright gets his 18th win. And after the game, what do you think of Pujols, Adam?
2 homers in his career against Dan Herron. But, you know, statistics don't really tell the story. Never mind. 4th inning. 18th homer of the year for Ramirez. Make it 3 homers lifetime against Herron. Dodgers tie it up at 2. Next batter, James Loney. Loney has done it again. Dodgers go back-to-back. All 11 of his homers have been on the ROAD to the 9th, tied at 3. Gerardo Parra back to the mound. Ramon Trancoso. That throw is ludicrous. Parra takes second on the error. Later in the inning, bases loaded, 1 out. 1-2 to Mark Reynolds. Ooh, just outside. Look at Joe Torre. He's like, come on, Blue, you're killing me. He's really not going to like the 2-2 either. All right, later in the at-bat, full count. That's it. Diamondbacks go on to win 4-3. Dodgers just 1 game above 500 since the All-Star break, but 83 up, 58 down for the season.
In Cincinnati, Scott Rowland, top 9. Untie this game. Comes off Matt Daly, just his second in 21 games since joining the club. Dusty's club up 3-2, bottom 9. Jason Giambi and Francisco Cordero picks a bad time to stop sniffing strikes. He walks Giambi on 4 pitches. Jason Marquis replaces him as a pinch runner. And then the next batter, he walks Ryan Spilborghs on 4 pitches. We got the bases loaded. Next batter, Cordero gets back into the ball game. Carlos Gonzalez, 2 outs, your next batter. Seth Smith's going to do something he's never done as a professional. Shot up the middle. Brandon Phillips knocks the ball down. It squirts away. Clint Barma scores. We're tied. Marquis rounds third. He scores. Smith's first career walk-off. The Rockies, their 6th straight win. They win it 4-3.
All right, let's do this. SportsCenter's top 10 plays at number 10, England, Croatia. Wayne Rooney, Steven Gerrard hooking up for a creative and passionate goal. England wins 5-1. They're on to the World Cup.
She's a beauty, that number 9. Marlins, Mets, David Wright. Rare Met highlight. Marlins win.
Hey, how about International Gold Masters event in Japan? Hideki Maizaki, the oldest competitor at 99 years old. At his event in age group in the 100 meters, he took 3rd with a time of 29.38 seconds. And that's his best Usain Bolt impression.
See, if they give me 90, if they give me 79 right now, I take it. Mariners, Angels. Adrian Beltre thought he had something. Sean Figgins says, yeah, you make top plays because I put you on them and I put you out at first.
Got number 6, Tigers and Royals. How about Brandon Inge? Look at this. Another nifty play from the hot corner. Getting Billy Butler. Butler had 3 doubles, however. 5th straight multi-hit game.
At 5, Cardinals, Brewers, Jason Bourgeois, Rick Ankiel. He brought his adult glove. Pujols 2 homers in the win.
At number 4, Elvis Andrus, Texas Rangers. We're going to win this game. Rangers win 10-0.
Not as strong as Tuesday night. Cardinals, Brewers, Matt Holliday, Greg Counsell, former Hawaii Winter Leaguer. Diving stop, Prince Fielder, the scoop. Cards win 5-1. Holliday hurt on the play.
At number 2, doubles action. Bob and Mike Bryan. In the near court. Yes, in the near court. Look at this back and forth action. But the Bryan brothers fall in 3 sets.
Strong by you. Rays, Yankees, Jose Molina, Jason Bartlett, Jetarian. The Yankees win on a night that Derek Jeter gets 3 hits and ties the Iron Horse for the most hits by a Yankee.